All right, let's go. How's the market? Austin, Texas, June 2025. Let's go. All right, we're jumping right into the Austin Board of Realtors data. We're going to take a look at what's going on with Travis County, what's going on with Williamson County. Should I hold off to sell right now and wait until next year? How about jumping in the market to buy when it feels like things are sluggish, they're slowing down, the market might be going down? And so we'll answer all those questions and more. And then right at the end, I'll give you a little bonus session on some bonus data to really get some clarity and some certainty on what's going on with the market, because everybody's asking, where's the market going? What's happening? How's the market? And so this is Austin Board of Realtors data we're looking at right here for the month of June. Now, it's almost at the end of July, but again, this data comes out mid to late month. So it takes me a month to catch up to be able to get back to what's going on. So I'm just going to jump right into Travis County, June 2025. Median sales price is $525,000, exactly the same price as May. Now, what's interesting is closed sales are down just a little bit. 1,238 is down just about 100 homes from the month of May. So closings are slowing a little bit. Now, what was very interesting was the month of May to June, new inventory, new listings to market, 5,280 for the month of June. Now it says up 4.3%. Now those little yellow arrows are year over year, which is why I do these videos. Month over month, we're up almost 100%. Almost 100% were up new listings. So new listings skyrocketed. Interestingly enough, though, active listings, 7,284, it was only up 200. So what happened? A lot of homes sold month over month. We saw 1,500 more homes went pending in the month of May, 3,174. And then we had a lot of expired withdrawals, properties that were on the market and then came off the market because they couldn't sell. And 64 average days on market, that's up 15 days from prior month. So homes that sold took longer to sell on average. Let's talk about median, though. I'll get to that in a second on median days on market, which gives us a little bit more clarity, because numbers can be deceptive. Now, numbers don't lie, but man, they can be deceptive. So that's why it's so important to understand, who am I talking to that has their pulse on the market? Like, what's really going on? Now, selling homes every single week in this market is something that's important for us to make sure that we can convey data that's important for you to understand. Should I buy? Should I sell? What's going on in the market? Where is it going? How's the market? And so 64 days on market, up 15 days, feels like the market's slowing down, but no, not really. I'll come back to that in a minute. Average close to list price, 93.9%. That's up 1%. So average close to list price, properties are selling for just about 94% to asking price. And so that's a 6% deviation. So there's some negotiations happen. Properties are taking a little bit longer. A whole hell of a lot more properties came to market for new listings in Travis County. And yet we saw active listings remain relatively even. Pending sales boosted upwards. And look, these are properties that closed in June but went pending in May approximately. And so we're getting a feel of what the summer market's really doing, which is a tale of two cities. Median sales price hung even. Average days on market went up. New listings increased, which happens in the summertime. But hey, we're in July right now. We're at the end of July, and it feels rather sluggish. You see that months of inventory there, 5.8. That's 6 months of inventory. We haven't seen that in so long. Now, keep in mind, prior 2 months for Travis County was down, and now for June, we're even. So market's been softening. And where are we going? I'll get there as soon as I finish up Williamson County. So let's jump in on Williamson County. Median sales price, $425,000, just like Travis County, dead even, at a lock. Now, Williamson County has been softening as well. I'm looking at the Wall of Fame here. You can't see that, but the Wall of Fame is all the months of reports from the beginning of the year. And we were down 10,000 from 435 to 425 from April to May, and from May to June, even. So while Travis County saw 2 consecutive months of market values going down. Williamson County only one. Prior month we were up a bit, but Williamson County down. And oh, by the way, Williamson County usually trails Travis County in data trending, so we could see that number definitely come down for the month of July. Not definitively and 100%, but certainly Williamson County numbers tend to trail Travis County by a month. So we saw a negative month May to June, April to May, May to June we were stagnant, 425,000 from May to June. Same exact number. All right, what's going on for closed sales? Down 100, 909 closed sales for the month of June. Just about even from May, just down a little bit, 100 homes. Now, new listings, 1,433, that's down 400 homes. Interestingly enough, Travis County new listings doubled. Williamson County actually went down. Again, another indicator of the trail effect that Williamson County has. It doesn't go even rail to rail, tit for tat in regards to the numbers and how that reacts. Williamson County a little bit more rural with Round Rock and Georgetown and some of these bedroom communities outside of Austin. And so there's a lag effect on what that means on what's happening. Again, we could probably see that number fattening a little bit further in the month of July. Those numbers are still active. Okay, active listings, 4,427. That's up just 100. Pending sales, 943, just about even from the prior month. So overall, we're seeing a little bit more stagnation in the market for the Williamson County numbers. 62 days, average days on market. That's just plus 3 days, not that big fat increase in numbers we saw in Travis County, and 94% down just a little bit. Same as Travis County, right around 94% for Williamson County. Okay, so what do we do here? What's going on? Market's tying up here. We're at the end of July. Mid-August, we see the market slow down a little bit due to the people going back to school, finishing up with end of summer vacations. And so the market mid-August does slow down. The activity slows down. We see closings taper off in August, not to mean that properties won't sell. But look, April and May, the market kind of fell in Travis County. Williamson County, it fell a little bit. June, the numbers are showing just about frozen on median sales price and active listings. We got a 5 to 6 month supply in either county, depending on where you're at. And so with a little bit of a trending downwards in median sales price and months of inventory increasing, us being at the tail end of summer right now, with Zillow and Redfin projections for third and fourth quarter being negative, meaning they anticipate the market's going to go down. Now that's nationally, but we're seeing the effects of a softening market right here in front of us with consecutive months of negative median sales price in Travis County. 1 month in Williamson County. We'll see what happens this following month for July, but the numbers are showing with increased inventory, increased average days on market in Travis County, significant, that the market could be further softening. So, hey, look, if you're waiting until next year, don't wait. Like, get out of the market right now. Hold at least 2 years, because there's some significant factors on what's going on with the interest rates. Will they come down? People expect them to in the towards the fourth quarter, but we just don't know. Is there going to be a new Fed? Are rates going to hold tighter due to inflation? Certainly, there's lots of questions on tariffs and what that means for buyer apprehension. Because while the market numbers don't signify trauma and aggressive, where the market where there's traumatic things happening, aggressive things happening, that the energy around the market certainly is that of one of a buyer's market of apprehension, of anxiety. And so energy is contagious. Energy is real. Buyers are going slower, and they're not as quick to jump on the bandwagon to make something happen, even for properties that may look like they're priced right, properties that might be priced at the bottom of the barrel. And so if you're a seller right now, sell right now, sell quick. make a price reduction, get these properties sold, because the market feels like it's softening. And I, having done business almost 20 years across multiple states and having experienced all kinds of markets multiple times, that we're probably headed for a little bit further depreciation in Austin, Texas, greater Austin, Texas area. So look, get out now. Get out of the market, okay? Or hold 2 years minimum, because next year is not going to be better in my opinion. And I think that if we rewind the tape in March, April, May next year, and I can't wait to do that, is that you're going to wish you'd sold this year. Now, there's a lot of people that we're dealing with right now that wish they would have sold last year. And people that it's cost them tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. So if you're a seller, get out or hold for at least 2 years, because there is some apprehension, there is some anxiety, there is some real apprehension around the market, and people are nervous. And when people are nervous, they hold on to their money and they don't want to spend. All right, now on the other side of that is buyer opportunities right now, especially with new homes. There are 3%, 4% fixed rate, $25, $50, $100, $175,000 of incentives I saw at a new home out in Province. I believe it was Drees Home or Weston Homes. Man, there were some amazing things happen. And there's all kinds of opportunities that we can share with people that are trying to figure out where can I get an awesome deal right now? Where can I get a fixed rate at 4% or 5%? What's happening with the resale market is also opportunities. Now, you got to be a little bit more particular. You got to do a little bit more homework, and working with a professional who can go in there and figure out where those are, what that looks like, will give you the inside track, can give you the advantage to figure out who can we go after and what does a good deal look like. Because look, you should be picky. You should get a great deal. Now, what does that look like? Based off of the house and the pricing versus upgrades and updates, because there's really only two types of properties that are selling right now: more upgrades and updates priced competitively, or properties that are priced at the bottom of the barrel. Those are the only two types of properties that are selling, and the market feels sluggish because there's so many homes sitting around not selling. But look, we do know that properties are selling for ones that are priced right, more features and benefits, priced competitively, or properties priced at the bottom of the barrel. All right, let's take a look here at what's going on with some more market data. Now, this is the bonus section here. So for the bonus section here, we're looking at buyer demand, and you can see here the median days on market, 38 days on market. Now, obviously, that's a different number that we just looked at for average days on market from the Austin Board of Realtors, and this is the median number, is the number in the middle. Average is add up all the numbers and divide it by how many numbers you had, and you get an average. Median's the number, it's the median. It's the one that's in the middle, and so 38 days is a more accurate reflection for properties that are that are being sold. So it should take around 30 days to get your property sold. People aren't talking about that. People don't know that. Realtors don't know that. Now, what's interesting is if you see properties that are priced over $1 million, and for the month of June there was 87, 1 to 1.2. Now look at this, 26 days on market, median property, 1.2 to 1.4, 23 days, median days on market. Properties over 1.4, 53 days. Okay, that one's up a little bit. The buyer pool shrinks down a little bit, but hey, you're not looking at 3, 4, 5, 6 months to be able to get your property sold. Even for properties over $1 million, properties should sell in 30, 32, 45 days. It's happening. And they're not giving their home away. They're pricing it right for their ability to sell for more. Let's take a look at sales and pricing. Let me see here. Okay. Sales and pricing. Okay, let's take a look at monthly price drops. And as we can see here in the month of June, 3,246 homes sold. 1,600 of them had a price drop with an average price drop of 7%. interesting that almost, just about half of the properties that sold had a price drop, on average 7%. And so when you're trying to figure out like how much should we drop, well, usually it's somewhere between 3 to 5% depending, but we can see here that the average price drop at 7% means that people had to get a little bit more aggressive. Now, as of today, there's 17,935 homes on the market. That's about a 6-month supply. And active properties with a price drop, 58% of homes right now active currently right now today have had a price drop, with an average price drop of 8% for those active properties on median 25 days until they drop their price. You should probably go no more than 3 weeks. If you're not getting 3 to 5 showings a week, look, you probably need a price reduction. Each neighborhood's different, so you want to be able to know what's exactly happening in my neighborhood. I love this number here too, though. Last month, listings that dropped their price went under contract after a median of 20 days, meaning they dropped their price, and then once they dropped their price, within 20 days, 2 or 3 weeks, they got an offer. And so we know that the market is moving. Properties are not taking 5 or 6 months to sell. If you're not priced right, you got a problem, and you got to address that problem. And when you do get in the strike zone, results can occur. Man, I think it's so interesting that we have so much data to understand what's going on in the market, what's happening, and for you to get clarity with what you want and the time frame you want it is simply about having an informed conversation on the data and what that data means to you to figure out what's best for you and your family. And man, we love having those conversations to be able to bring value to people so that they can make informed decision. Hey, your vision is my mission at the Vision Realty Group. Stay tuned.